Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present the Goodnight Show Presidential Debate 2012.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Benjamin Arthur Ellis, your moderator, and the vice presidential candidate to the lovely and electable John Calhoun. John, welcome to the debate. You look smashing.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you.
Now let's get started.
Excuse me, Benjo. If I could just say, just wanted to point out that as you're starting the debate, you didn't introduce me or my opponent. Don't mean to be a bother. Am I being a bother?
Oh, of course you're right. Also debating other presidential candidates, Mitt Romney and Barack Obama.
That's it.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, Ben. Great to be here, Ben. Great to be here and talk about America here among the regular people. The people I'm totally used to being conversant among. The regular people who wake up early and go dig the holes and carry the rocks or whatever it is you people do.
Okay, again, I'm going to have to jump in here. Just in regards to the introductions, this is a small thing, but I'm the current president. Not just the candidate, but, current president. If I'm being a bother, I'll just...
Well, it's anybody's game tonight. Even a dark horse outsider with a heart of gold. A good man. A solid man. A man like John Calhoun.
Thanks, Ben.
Is that a question? Have we started the debate?
Yes, Mitt Romney. What do you say to those that accuse you of coming across as privileged, out of touch, even dismissing the entire bottom 40% of Americans?
I'd just like to say, my campaign hasn't been about the 47% or the 57% or even the doggone 99%. I want to be president of the entire United States. No, wait, I said that wrong. The entire Estates United, which is an elite group, 12 to 24 members, who de facto own the entire known universe. Boy, if you saw these guys, you wouldn't think I'm rich.
Okay, Mitt.
Nice fellas.
Mitt, I'm gonna have to jump in here again. Okay, because Mitt, you're not being fair. Okay, I want to be their president too. Okay, so Estates United, if you're listening, I like the things you like: jet skis, cheeses, fine cheeses. All right, Barack's just like you. I got your back. Okay.
I assure you, they're listening. Oh, they are listening. Hold on. Ben, I'd actually like to retract my previous statement about the Estates United. They don't exist, and I shouldn't have been talking about them. My campaign is for the pimples.
What?
The people. The people. And yeah, yes, the wealthy among us, but also the regular, less fortunate people who only make $100,000 or $200,000 a year.
I think I understand. John Calhoun. You look presidential. You sound presidential. Do you feel presidential?
You know, Ben, I don't know how I could feel any more presidential with all these great people here tonight to support democracy. Good-natured and tipsy and ready to govern bit by bit, vote by vote, an ever-increasing wave of civic energy and American pride.
Barack, rebuttal. How presidential is John Calhoun?
What? That's my question? I guess he's a good guy, John Calhoun. I like him, I guess.
Thanks, Barack.
Okay.
Thanks, Barack.
Yeah, but to be fair, I like everyone. Okay? If you don't like me, you will. And if maybe you're one of the millions who liked me before and don't like me anymore, I still like you, okay? And in regards to presidential, I don't think you can get more presidential than the current president. And that's me, Barack Obama, current president.
Mitt, respond negatively to Barack.
My pleasure, Ben. Look, my opponent is a nice man.
Thank you.
He's a family man.
This is true, thanks.
But, with all due respect, he's an incompetent rube who has single-handedly, in 4 years, tanked our economy, paralyzed Congress, and emboldened our enemies abroad with this never-ending American apology tour.
Barack, apology tour?
Well, first of all, for those out there who think I'm on some sort of apology tour, I have to say, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry you think that. That wasn't my intention. But as we're speaking about apologies, let me point out that my opponent here hasn't visited a country yet he didn't have to apologize to. Remember England, everyone? Olympics, David Beckham, crumpets. Yeah,
John Calhoun,
is that bell
rebuttal.
for everyone?
Well, when I think of apologies, it reminds me when I was a little kid and I got in a fight with a classmate, and apparently I landed a pretty good punch and I gave the other kid a black eye. And my father said that I should be a man and walk up to the little boy and shake his hand and say, I'm sorry. So, apologies do have a time and they do have a place. But then my mama always said that right is right and wrong is wrong. And if you live right, you'll never be wrong enough to say you're sorry. And these are words that I live by.
My grandmother, before she died, on the eve of my...
John, that's a great line.
Thank you, Ben.
The way you weaved in your life story and experience, but really got to the heart of the matter. This must be what it's like to have heard Lincoln speak, only handsomer.
Thanks, you're so kind, Ben. Thank you.
Barack, can you talk about the tone of politics today?
Yeah, I can talk about it.
Specifically how people have treated you during your first term.
Okay, look, I get it. It feels good to yell at me. All right, it feels good to let off some steam, yell at the big guy. I yell at myself often. Every morning, I've carved out a time called Barack time. It's right after I take off my sleeping t-shirt, and right before I floss, I look into the mirror, and I give myself a good talking to. All right, I say things like, what are you doing, Barry? I say things like, who's the boss? It's not Tony Danza, it's you. I'm the boss, all right? It's something about my face, I guess, that's easy to yell at. Ask the governor.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Look, it's not easy for me, personally, to sound not evil.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, you're right about that, yeah.
Cartoon villain.
Look, doggone it, I've found a way. Just watch this. Mr. President, we are sick and tired of the secrecy and the excuses, and quite frankly, the Chicago mob-style politicking, what with the murdering with the Tommy guns and the ginning hooch and the running around with painted ladies.
Barack, isn't that behavior unbecoming for a president?
Well, it's not true. Literally none of that was true.
Well, that's the beauty of it. It doesn't have to be true.
No,
I can just say it.
No, you can't just say it.
No, I can just...
Governor, it has to be true. Okay?
I just said it.
If you run for president, you have to tell the truth
word
to the
true,
people.
does it not mean try remembering unless evading?
It doesn't
yes
mean
or no?
that.
Yes or
you
no?
made that word
Yes
up.
or no?
No, I'm not going to say
no?
No, just carry
Let
on.
the record just show that the president refused to answer a yes or no question.
It's a stupid question.
John, feelings, observations?
Yeah.
What you thinking about?
Really? That's his question? What you thinking about? All right, just be cool,
Well,
Barry.
Ben,
You're the boss.
It's all right, Brock. Ben, sometimes you just have to say yes and no. Yes to truth and clear thinking, and no to the congesting clatter of partisan bluster and opposition politics.
That's an amazing point, John.
Thanks, Ben.
You're like a breath of fresh air, a clean mountain breeze of vision and leadership. Barack, what's the best way to achieve American energy independence?
Thank you, Ben. On this point, I want to be clear.
Mitt, rebuttal?
Do you know what they call an oil drill without a hole? A sad drill. That's what they call it.
No one calls it that.
They do.
No one calls it
I
that.
just called it that.
Well, that's...
So I own oil companies.
Well,
Look, you want to check the transcript?
No, I'm
I just
not
said
gonna
that.
check. I was here, so I
call
heard
it.
it.
Easy, gentlemen. Save it for the fact checkers. John Calhoun, your thoughts?
Well, Ben, power is a powerful thing. And I want to give power back to the people that need it. Power to run the machines and fire up the factories, yes. But also power to think and invent and dream. To dream the great dreams that have and will continue to make this country so darn great.
Power is a powerful thing. He literally just took words, nice-sounding words, put them together.
Mr. President, please. I thought it was a home run, John. The way you started specific and then went broad while giving it an effervescence of inspirational poetry. I am in awe of you.
Ben, I'm just speaking from my heart.
Of course you are. Well, we just have time for one more question, and you'll each get a chance to answer.
All right, finally, thank you.
What do you say to the women out there who are wondering who to vote for next month? Mr. Obama.
Now, women of America, I could talk about the Lilly Ledbetter Act for equal pay. I could talk about Planned Parenthood and how they provide preventative medical care for millions of women across the country. I could talk about all those things and how my opponent doesn't support them. Yet, in a measured attempt to pitch to the middle, I'll say this. I'm so in love with you. What are you doing, Barry? What are you...
Mitt?
Listen, ladies. Women deserve to be treated as the greatest of all of God's lesser creatures. There is no creature above you other than man. And there's no creature so delicate and so frail. And I will protect you. I know when you need a rest. I know when you need to go ride a couple of horses to relax. And I know when you need to be probed scientifically to determine the legitimacy of an unwanted pregnancy. Leave me, I know better.
Point well taken. And finally, the so very presidential John Calhoun.
Well, Ben, all you out there, I don't know how a president talks to a woman any different than he talks to a man. To me, a woman is an American first, a citizen with a voice and a vote, who deserves protection and respect and a land full of opportunity, a good job, a fair wage. So I'll just say this to women. Vote for me. I'm John Calhoun.
It's fucking bullshit.
That concludes our official Goodnight Show Presidential Debate 2012. My thanks to all the participants, but most especially to the odds-on favorite, my running mate, John Calhoun.